Hi, thanks for joining us this morning. We have Happy Technologies presenting with Scott Donald, CEO. They listed this morning under the ticker HAPB on the venture. And yeah, we're going to run through the story and do a Q&A at the end. There is a Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. If you have any questions, feel free to input them there. And there will be forward-looking statements in this presentation. If you'd like to know more about those, you can check them out on the company's disclosure on their website. And with that out of the way, I'd like to introduce Scott, who's going to walk us through the story. Hi, Scott.
Hey, how are you?
Good, exciting day. Nice share price action on the open.
Yeah, thanks. I try to, I think I'm going to make a point to not look. I get too many texts. So it's been fun for sure.
Well, it's definitely a good start to trading. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and about Happy?
It's been a crazy ride. This technology is about 18 years old. It's an incredible technology out of Seattle. We have our parent company is the group that has created the technology. It's drug signal therapy, ultra low frequency technology. It's a fascinating technology. Long story short, what they can do is they can study and analyze certain molecules, everyday molecules, energy drinks, sleep aids, muscle relaxants, things like that. And they can get so fine with the recording that they can imitate the triggering throughout the body, the non-covalent bonds in the body. And it delivers a sensation of feeling alert, sleepy, relaxed, focused, calm. And people have loved it so far. We've got thousands of folks enjoying it. It's been a crazy ride. It's an app. I'm literally wearing it right now. Alert mimics 2 cups of coffee. And there's an app base. There's a playlist and a monthly membership. And that's our game. But it's been a crazy journey. I invested in the parent company about 12 years ago. And that's how I got involved. They have been working with brain cancer patients in FDA trials for over a decade, hundreds and hundreds of people with amazing results. And I gave them a ton of money a long time ago because I believed in their mission. And at the end of the day, it was, substance-free feelings, substance-free moods, substance-free biophysical change. That's really the dream here of this technology. And so long story short, they've been doing the medical side for a long time. And about 2 years ago, my background is I love consumer products. I've got a whole app team. I started the largest school fundraising franchise in America. We've got 500 people that are raising money for 3 million kids all over America all the time. So we've got products and tech teams and app teams and manufacturers. So I know about building businesses. I know about marketing and consumer products and things like that. So these guys came to me and said, are you interested in maybe taking this to the consumer world? And I said, well, sure, but not as a wing of your company. We'll license it and we'll start a new company and we'll partner up with you guys. And they have a chunk of it and we'll give them a royalty and we're off to the races. And so that's what we did. So that's what Happy is. We've been around since January of last year. And our whole goal has been to create these general wellness signals, okay? Signals that help you throughout the day. Wake up with alert, focus throughout the workday, relax if you're sore and you're achy and you're sitting in a chair all day. Calm if you're watching shows. Netflix and calm is kind of like, that's a huge trend with all of our members right now. And then in the evening, we literally have a signal that mimics a couple of happy hour drinks. So it's a nice flush cheeks, a little euphoria. And then for bed, throw it under your pillow and get a great night's sleep. So we've got probably 400 people already doing that every night. And their Oura Ring stats for tracking are through the roof, 25% increase in deep REM. Amazing stats for sleep. We didn't even realize that that's what they would do. Never built this to think people would put it under their pillow. But yeah, so it's basically like a way of life wearable. People are loving it and enjoying the couple of use cases, right? Bring it to the workout, bring it on a flight with you, do it every time you do meditation or yoga or morning routine, they're throwing it on. And So yeah, or probably the people on this call, every trader or investor group that's working with adrenaline throughout the day, they absolutely love the signals. It keeps them excited, motivated, energized. They go between focus and alert all day, every day. It's awesome. So those are the use cases for the technology. I'll go quickly through this presentation. We have I explain this as a non-medical lifestyle application. We have about 32 patents in many, many countries that are protecting this technology. So needless to say, nobody in the world is really doing this. We have indirect competitors that are rolling out the red carpet for us. People like Halo Neuro, Apollo, NeoRhythm, Think, those types of companies are helping people feel one way, right? New Calm helps you feel calm. There is certain technologies. Halo Neuro helps with like memory and neuroplasticity. Apollo helps you with a relaxed feeling. The beauty of all those is that you can bring them all into one app and one device that can play a multitude. So the comparison there would be basically they're playing a C chord and it's just one frequency. We are actually analyzing 20 million data points with every source molecule, every single one. And it's pulling out a very, very precise magnetic field frequency here. And the signal that's being driven onto your body through the device is so precise that it can trigger the same sensation that the molecule would have. There's just nothing in your body. Okay, so people say, well, you're tricking the body, you're tricking the cells. Well, I guess you could say that, but it's more of another delivery system, if you will. So yeah, so we launched. We had got our prototypes of last year for our first prototype in September of 2019. We launched on Indiegogo. Here are the first 6 signals. We launched on Indiegogo in February. No ingestion, non-invasive, not heat-based. And then once you're done with the signals, you're back to base in 15 to 30 minutes. Here's what the device looks like. I'm literally wearing it right now. You can wear it on your head. You can wear it on your shirt. You can wear it under your shirt. Here's the companion app with the playlist of signals that you can play for up to a couple hours before you just take a quick 15-minute break, and then you can do it again. Our data doesn't lie. This isn't in the slide, but we've got great daily active users. It's between 30 to 45% daily active users. That's the number one metric for tech. We're really excited about that number. A lot of stickiness to this product. People are using it every day. We even have a lot of high, most people maybe 2 to 3 hours, maybe a day, but we do have a lot of people who are using it for 6 to 8 because of issues with their back, or they're just stressed, or they want an upper, they want a stimulant feeling, an energized feeling without being hooked on caffeine and energy drinks and coffee all day. Okay, those are diuretics. They can make you shaky. They have digestive issues. Anyone on this call that's had more than 3 cups of coffee in a morning, you know what I'm talking about. And so, some people want to cut back. They want to replace. Some people go, cold turkey altogether on certain, smoking and pills and powders and things. But that's not really our game. Our game is helping to complement and help you just live the healthiest life possible. Okay, so I explained a little bit of how it works, but the technology that's been around has about $70 million developed over the last 15 years plus. They might be at 80 million now into this, but they're using this magnetometer technology from the Navy. This company, Emulate Therapeutics, there's 15 PhDs that have been working on this. Dr. Kenneth Ferguson led the project team to create Cialis. He's our chief scientist. It's a rock star group of individuals. And their hypothesis was, well, what if this technology that the Navy uses, which is magnetometer technology, it can listen for nuclear Russian subs out throughout the Pacific and Atlantic from 2,000 miles away. It can tell you exactly where they are. It's the world's most powerful recording device for frequencies. So what if there's a way that we could tweak that technology and listen internally to the molecular level? What if a molecule of these everyday molecules, what if they could throw off a wake? What if there's something there being thrown off? And for those of you that remember 10th grade chemistry, there are these things called covalent bonds and there's things called non-covalent bonds. So I can sum up the technology like this. We can't do covalent bonds. That is a chemical bond to the receptor sites. It's a enzyme substrate lock and key bond. We cannot do that. That's like food and amino builders and vitamins and things like that. However, there's something called non-covalent bonds, which is just an exchange of electrons. That's a charge, if you will, like a remote control to your body. And that's what 2/3 of all these molecules do, stimulants and suppressants and hormones and all these types of things. So that's our goal, is seeing if we can imitate those type of reactions. And as a lot of you saw by today's opening, that's a lot of people in the markets who are starting to understand this technology and what it's going to do, right? So millions of data points. This is our parent company, Emulate Therapeutics. We have done tons of different animal studies, blinded lab techs. We wanted to make sure that this thing worked before we got it out to anybody to really even invest. I put in the first big chunk of money to make sure that the signals were safe and that the signals worked. And you can see here, hypoactive, somnolescent, hypoactive, the response of the mice on the cages with the blinded lab techs who didn't even know what signal was on each cage mimicked what the signal was going to do. So that was very, very exciting. We closed our beta results. This is blinded users can differentiate between signals. Now, I'm just going to be honest with everybody on this call. Back in February, we got a lot of skeptics. We launched on Indiegogo. Where's that slide here? Oh, it's not on here. We launched on Indiegogo in February and we had massive success. We really wanted to just test the marketing of this. And we were only going to sell like 50 or 100 units. We sold 1,500 units. And most of those in the first day. It got the top 1% of Indiegogo launches. And a lot of our partners, Dave Asprey, Jim Quick, Joe Polish, these big names started sharing it because they tried it and they loved it. And they are investors. They joined our team and it just blew up from there. So we kind of shut things off. We spent the last 7 months trying to make enough product. We just caught up a couple weeks ago. So now manufacturing is dialed in. We're really excited about that. But the skeptics came out of the woodwork. And this was back in February. We didn't have our science posted because we were just testing the marketing. To be honest, we were just seeing if it could convert. If somebody who didn't know us would buy, right? And so the skeptics came out of the woodworks, and there's videos and there's all these, links of people being like, there's no way this is humanly possible. These guys are crazy. How could you ever do this? There's no way to charge a cell, blah, blah, blah. You'd have to shock them with an atomic bomb to do what they're saying. These guys are scam artists. And, it sucked, to be honest. But a couple months later, and none of those people had ever tried it, right? We had 450 people by that point who had tried the technology that 90% plus, if you see here, they loved it. Those people don't have, huge YouTube channels or care about posting. They just really enjoyed it. So what we had to do is push off the naysayers. And so in May of this year, April and May, we did our studies. We had 92 sessions. We did a bunch of blinded sessions. So we basically said, okay, we try these signals a couple times just so that you can, get the comfort level of what's going on. Try alert, try sleepy. And then we're going to give you either the signal or nothing. Okay. So it's either on or it's off, and it's either alert or it's sleepy. We had 100% accuracy. People knew that it was on or off at every single time with the feelings. Okay. That's the power of the technology. So people are like, is this placebo? No. All right. Everything is placebo if you want to think about it that way. But what we had to do is remove that variable to show that the technology works. And so people could tell that it was on or off every single time. People could tell between alert and sleepy every single time. They could tell between focus and calm. If you had polar opposite feelings, people felt it. There was one case here, if you see this, calm and relax. Well, just to be honest, those are similar anyway. Okay. Calm is more of a mind melt. Okay. It's for your head. It helps for people that are very stressed, anxious. It's really, really awesome. I use it actually in the afternoons a lot. And then Relax is for your body. It's a muscle relaxant. So they're very similar. It's like asking if somebody knows between Malbec and Merlot, right? I mean, people do once they've done them. They've tried them 20 times. I can tell the difference. Our whole team can tell the difference. But if you're, only use this thing a couple times and you're doing a blinded study, well, you're going to mess it up sometimes. So those people got it wrong, but they still could tell 100% if it was on or off. They just didn't know which one it was. So there's our blinded studies. Haven't had many skeptics at all since that happened, which is very exciting. If you look at the industry, where this is a fastly growing industry. If you look at the wearable tech, Oura Ring, Fitbit, Halo Neuro, all these types of companies are trying to look at how do we, number one, influence you, and number two, get data from your body to help you create the right habits. I'm very excited about our company because there's almost nobody in the world that can do what we're doing to the level that we're doing it at. And we are going to be, I believe, one of the great players in the wearable tech space. This is just the first product. This necklace with this headband necklace device is the first product. Remember the giant ugly iPods? Think of that, right? There's a lot of exciting things down the pipe that we can change out the form factors. Here's a few of our competitors between 120 million and $1 billion: Oura Ring, Halo Neuro, Muse, Calm. People are starting to adopt these types of wellness products like wildfire. And so we're in a very, very good space. Development timelines. Q4 this year, we just want to get our next couple thousand units made. We just made our first, I believe, 1,800 last week, the last few months. We did get 100 a day made last week for 3 days straight. And now we have a bunch more coming from the factories. So I believe we can easily hit those markers. A lot of R&D is going on as well to be released in 2021. I can't tell you which signals we're working on. Those are under complete confidentiality. But all I can say is we're very excited about it. And we're expanding our e-commerce strategy. We're doing over 200 different tests daily for ads. We've partnered with the company who partnered with Oura Ring to bring Oura Ring so high. I think they reached 114 million valuation over the 7 months that this group was working with them. So Conscious Partners doing the same thing with us. We have a great deal with them set up, and they're doing all of our analytics, our e-commerce funnels, our advertising, our retargeting ads. They've done an incredible job so far. So Q1 of next year and Q2, we just want to scale up manufacturing to at least 2,000 a month. We're very confident in that. Release our first new signal in the app. So the main thing that I want you all to understand is we are a hub and spokes model, okay? This app has the first 6 signals, and we want to be releasing new signals every few months. Signals that have to do with, diet or memory or performance or other things that make a biophysical change that our members want. So we're studying different molecules all the time, dozens of them in the labs. We're trying to figure out which ones will work full scale. And so that's the plan for next year, is to begin rolling these out to people to showcase the Netflix of feeling. So e-commerce, full-scale marketing campaign, launch affiliate advertisements, and podcast partnerships. Our first major podcast is coming in 3 weeks on Bulletproof Radio with Dave Asprey, who's one of our partners. Very excited about that. Q3, scale to 3,000 per month, release 2 additional signals, and get our first 15,000 units sold. Okay, so that's our plan. Herrick Lau, CFO, myself as the CEO. We've got about 15 people on our staff or working full-time contractors right now that are going to be moving over to employees pretty quickly. But we're very excited about our leadership team. We've got an amazing board of directors. Chris Rivera, founder of Hyperion, which is over $1 billion now. Chris is also the CEO of the parent company Emulate. He's got a wealth of background. Charlie McNerney. Charlie was the chief information security officer at Microsoft for over a decade. Bill Gates' right-hand man. Now he's doing it at Expedia Group. He is amazing with helping us with bringing ourselves to a level of professionalism and security and networking that we need to grow this company. Rob Disiak, president of the Winnipeg Stock Exchange. He has an incredible background helping us with these Canadian markets. Mike Matisic, co-founder and principal of Broadview and Co. He has a ton of experience in the public domain, CFO experience with multiple strategic exits for shareholders, with 9 years experience within the public markets as a CFO. So he's been an incredible help. And then Mark Tim. Mark Tim is a prolific entrepreneur. He's going to be helping us with all of our e-commerce and fulfillment. They have one of the largest Amazon third-party fulfillment centers in the world. And he is a wealth of knowledge as well. He's got 15 companies. He runs Zig Ziglar's company. He also is in the medical space. So he has been incomparable, honestly, with all of the mentorship that he's given to us. And then we've got Javier with our parent group that's doing many of these signals and the research with our team. Brian Mogan on our staff as well is our chief scientist on our end, working with Javier. And then we have a lot of strategic investors. This is a sexy product. People love it. They feel it. Dave Asprey was one of the first people to do it back, about a year and a half ago, fell in love right away, and he's connected us to the world. Joe Polish is one of the best marketers on earth. He loves the impact of this technology for recovery. And so he's a huge advisor and partner. Lee Richter, one of the top 100 businesswomen in the country, incredible with PR. Mark Young, Martin Tobias, founder of Upgrade Labs, Lisa Sini. She's got over 3 million aging senior citizens, aging, baby boomers that love this technology. And so we're creating opportunities now. We have amazing testimonials. We have over 100 on our website if you want to go see them. And then here's the share structure, right? So we have a lot of open trading on the market right now, 107 fully diluted million. And as you can tell already, people are excited. So there you go. If you want to learn more, head over to happy.com/science. If you guys want to see all the science behind this, I'd also, ask you to go over to the reviews tab, see everything that's going on. If you want to learn more, also happy.com/investor has some more information for investors. So I'll stop the share there. How'd I do? Is my timing okay?
Yeah, that was great. Thanks for the overview. So we do have a few questions coming in.
I have one more thing before we finish. So for those watching, the reason I'm really doing this, okay, wasn't the slide because it's not a corporate presentation, but my grandma is the real reason I'm doing this, okay? Grandma Joyce, she just passed away a couple months ago, and she was the happiest woman I'd ever met. And she was also the first person to ever try the technology for the relax signal. This was last April 19th, I believe, of 2019. I literally did this for her because she had really bad aches and soreness. She couldn't sleep more than 4 or 5 hours a night. We thought she was on her last limb, and lots of pain. She had arthritis for 20 years. Anyway, I brought it to her up in Central Washington, and I just said, "Grandma, try this on." It was the relax signal. I didn't even tell her that it was the relax signal. I just said, "Try this on. It may help." And within 20 minutes, and it was the muscle relaxant signal, right? Some of the cannabinoids and all these different things. 20 minutes later, she was jumping around, totally relaxed, no pain, loved it. She was giving hugs. She was giggling. And that night she slept 11 hours. And she hadn't done that since the mid-90s. And the next day, my grandpa, our family doesn't do this, by the way. We don't pass money on. I'm 4 generations of entrepreneur, mega successful, 8, 9, 10-figure entrepreneurs don't pass on a penny. It's like teach it a fish family. He gave me $100,000 and he said, "I want you to do this with as many people as possible for what you did to grandma, because it changed her life so much." And she used it. And we believe it had a massive impact on the last year and a half of her life. Right. And I think it gave her more time. So that's my why. If anyone really cares, I don't know if you do, maybe you're just looking at the stock price or whatever, but that's the reason why I'm in this for the long haul and why I'm so excited about what this tech can do. Does that make sense? Sorry to throw that in. That's not in the presentation, but it's the truth.
No, that's a nice anecdote. So a few questions. So is it Health Canada or FDA or international agency approved? Do you need that approval?
Yeah, great question. So no, the parent company is the medical side. Emulate is going through FDA and working through claims. We do not make medical claims. Okay. We are not intended for medical use. This is a general wellness. Actually, it's more of a mental wellness, mental health product. So we are about moods and feelings and sensations. Okay. Alert, sleepy, focused on command, diet, memory, those types of things are outside the purview of the FDA. We've had several groups we've been working with the last couple of years. Hyman and Phelps in Washington, D.C., talking through this with us. And they said the main things we have to worry about are safety, which we have done massive safety testing on both animals and humans, over 380,000 hours of playtime without any adverse events, okay, serious adverse events at all. No, maybe a couple headaches here and there from people who were kind of worried about what the heck this thing was going to do when they put it on. But after a couple tries, they were all fine. But yeah, so you have to prove safety and then basic efficacy. Every time we claim and say something about our feelings, we have to back it up and show it. So our stats with the mice, our data with the beta users, our blinded studies, that gets us over that hump to be in the general wellness category. And just by comparison, all of those competitors that we mentioned are all in the same boat, general wellness, okay? Halo Neuro, Apollo, NeoRhythm, all those guys and gals are in the same boat as us for the general wellness world. So we want to be in consumer health, consumer tech. We don't want to go the medical route. Maybe in the future, if we want to start claiming amazing medical benefit, we could go through the FDA, but at that point, your product's going to cost probably 15 grand and it's going to go through physicians and hospitals. And it's a very different type of technology anyway. We are adapting the parent company's technology to much more of a consumer-oriented use case. Okay, so it's just a change in business model if we want to go that route. But great question.
Okay, and can you alter an existing state, such as under the influence of cannabis or alcohol, to sleep mode, for example?
Can you alter an existing state, such as?
I'm thinking that if you actually were drinking alcohol, can you use it and alter that state into sleep mode? I think that's the question. If it's not the question, could you please clarify from the audience?
I think I know what they're saying. Is can this imitate those molecules? The short answer is that our goal is to either enhance those experiences, if that's what you want, or help you replace those experiences. And so, I love the focus signal. For instance, it's like a smoke-free break. Okay. I love the relax signal because it's a muscle relaxant. It's, endocannabinoids and all these different things that it can help you with your sensations. But at the end of the day, I have to be very clear. We don't sell drugs. We don't have any drugs. There's no drug in your body. Okay. That's the point, actually, is substance-free wellness, right? It does feel good. It feels great, actually. Last night, we had hundreds of people on our Zoom celebration call, and they were all wearing happy, and they were all wearing the happy signal, which mimics a couple of happy hour drinks. And so we were all wearing happy together, celebrating on this, and we interviewed the great Dan Sullivan, and it was really fun. Literally happy hour. It was the first ever digital happy hour, fully digital. So it was really, really fun. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. If you're on meds for depression and anxiety, can your product work? Is that the next one I see that?
Yeah, there's actually a follow-on to the one you were just answering. So they were saying a bad experience to a calm state is what they were meaning. So can it transition you from like a bad trip to a sleep mode? I think.
Oh, got it. If a sleep aid could do that, then we can do that. I'll just put it that way. We are there to imitate what a source molecule would do, like muscle relaxants and energy drinks and happy hour drinks and those types of things. If that can work in real life, then there's a good chance that we can help with that, right? We know people that, this isn't a medical claim, but I definitely, if there's some headaches and, hangovers the next day, the alert signal is wonderful, but also so are a couple cups of coffee, right? So yes, it does actually deliver a response, a biophysical response to your body. It actually does. This isn't placebo. It's it's that and then placebo, because once you get the first feeling, you realize, oh yeah, this is great for me. If that answers your question. It's, we can't claim that it's the cure all for every headache or every insomniac or anxiety. That's not what we're out to claim, at least not yet. But my advice is try it out.
And
That's
so
it. Yeah.
if you're using it for focus or whatever, how long do you use it for? What's like the recommended time frame? How
Well,
long?
we have people using it 8 hours a day now, plus some are at 10, but the battery life is about 10 to 12 hours before you need to charge it. It's just a same charge as like a Mac laptop, USB-C. But some people put it on for, if you're a biohacker or someone who meditates a lot or a functional, we have so many functional docs, functional medicine, holistic naturopaths that love this technology. And they feel it within minutes, 20, 30 seconds in some cases. Dave Asprey was 30 seconds. My first time using it, I'm not a huge biohacker, I'm getting into it more, was about 15 minutes. And then the sensation started to build. I mean, it's not like an electric shock. This is a very safe, ultra low frequency. So the sensation builds over time. And the more times you use it, the faster you start to feel it. It builds those pathways. So, now I'm 2-3 minutes and I feel them all right away. And then you can just ride the feeling. You can do it for an hour or two as long as you want. So people usually set it and then they're back to normal life. That's what I love about this technology. We had the great Tim Chang at our conference a few days ago, and he and I talked for hours. Mayfield Capital, they're like one of the best in Silicon Valley. And we started talking about this technology. And the beauty of it is you set it like a remote, and then you can enjoy the sensations and then get back to a healthy life. You're not addicted to our tech like a social media thing. You click go, and then you enjoy it for an hour or two or 30 minutes, whatever you want. And then you can take it off, you can turn it off, you can change to a different feeling. I think that this is probably the best mental wellness product on earth right now, because we are teaching people to check in with how they feel throughout the day. That's why so many of our customers are psychiatrists, clinical psychiatrists and counselors. They love this technology, not just for themselves, but for the people that they serve, their patients and customers, because it helps their customers not trigger trauma as much, help them with recovery, with addiction stuff, with mental blocks. If you can move to our technology as a prompt rather than moving to a substance or a chemical or a pill, and then they can reach mental balance with our tech and feel good, that's a heck of a win. And so that's the point that we're trying to get to, is check in throughout the day on how you're feeling, and you can wear it for 15 minutes. You can wear it for 2 hours. Totally up to you. The one thing we are working on, though, is the sleep signal, because everybody loves it for sleep. They throw it under their pillow, and it only plays like a max of an hour or two right now. So we're trying to move that up to 4, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Is it a different signal for falling asleep versus staying asleep?
Right now, it's the same signal. Okay. It is a sleep regulator. That's a great question. We are researching sleep triggers. And I can't say much more about that. I just can say in the coming months and years, you'll find out more. It also has to do with some of our future products and form factors that we're working to create. Great question.
And going back to what you were talking about, psychiatrists and psychologists using it, if you're already on meds for depression or anxiety, can your product work? Can it replace those meds? Like, how do you look at that?
No, yeah, great question. But we're not allowed to make any medical claims for depression and anxiety whatsoever. And so, no, this is not a replacement. This does not cure insomnia, anxiety, or depression. If you want to talk to other customers and members who use the product, you're more than welcome to do that. I'm not saying it doesn't help those things. I'm saying we're not allowed to make those claims. And so if someone is taking medication from a doctor for those things, there is no doctor that's going to prescribe this instead of that, okay? Because we're not approved by the FDA, nor are we allowed to make those claims. So again, I just have to say, anything can work, right? Meditation works, workouts, eating healthier, right? What if you take something out of your diet? Maybe work on sleep, work on, check your mitochondria health, Try Viome. Maybe it's your gut bacteria. Maybe it's you need a constant glucose monitor. Try Levels Health to see what your glucose monitor is so that you can see what your diet looks like. All those things affect the core issue, just like Happy. Happy is a tool in the tool belt, and Happy has a 30-day money back guarantee. So you might as well try and see if these things can help you.
And does the induced effects clash with meds that are used to alter moods? How does that work?
Yeah, we have limited data on this, but think about it this way. It just adds to, like, if I'm drinking a cup of coffee and I put on the alert signal, it feels like 3. I saved 50,000 calories last year by not drinking as much alcohol. Okay. I love a good Manhattan. I still drink a Manhattan. I just don't have 3 or 4 anymore. So that saved a lot of calories and sugar because I just need 1 and the signal makes it feel like 3. Okay. So you can take that, anecdotal rule of thumb and you can extrapolate it to other things. But again, we've got to be very careful here. We are not intended for medical use. The last thing I want is someone to say, I cut my depression medicine and I tried Happy and now I'm more depressed than ever. Well, it's because we don't cure depression. That's not our job right now. That's not what we're out to do right now. We're trying to help people be more mentally well and mentally healthy. But at the end of the day, listen to doctors. If you have a medical condition and a medical problem, go see a doctor. Okay. Or a holistic naturopath or, functional medicine, at least, would be my personal advice. But you need to talk to a doctor if you have a real serious medical condition.
Okay. So switching gears a little bit, what do you see the biggest market vertical for this product, and how are you going to get there?
Yeah. So right now we're building landing pages and ads, test ads for the sleep market, for the de-stress market, for the productivity and energy markets. So people who work out, people who are hard charging, peak performance. We're also testing this for the travel community. We have tons. I mean, flying is down, right, since March, but for those who fly between states in the US, or up in Canada, back and forth from Vancouver to Toronto, everyone brings their Happy. Literally, everyone. The sleep signal, the relax signal, the Happy signal are unbelievable on a flight. And it works in airplane mode, by the way. So that we are trying different markets right now. The sleep market right now is a really exciting hot market for us because lots of people are seeing real-time Oura Ring stats or real-time Whoop stats or even their Fitbit trackers. They're seeing sleep increase, deep REM, REM earlier in the nighttime. Their sleep scores are from the 70s to the 90s. We have a lot of anecdotal data on that so far. So that's a great market, but it's also really easy to understand. Once people understand all the ways they can use Happy, it's going to be like Spotify, right? There are, you go to Spotify because you like country music or you like folk music or you like hardcore 80s music. I don't know. But that's sort of like Happy, right? People go there because they like relax, they like alert, they like sleepy. You don't have to like all the signals to enjoy our program and our product, if that makes sense. So we're going to try different landing pages and markets. Sleep is an early one that's really working well. The biohacker community everybody in the biohacker community loves us. We had Dave Asprey talked about us for 10 seconds on his biohacking conference a couple weeks ago, and we got a 7% conversion on our website to the 400 people who went there, the 800 people who went there in literally 5 minutes. And then a third of those people paid the full $1,000 for lifetime membership instead of the 380 US for the basic product. And so we are getting a massive traction with basically those that are into biomarkers. They're into, personal wellness. They're into peak performance in their own health, and they want to do it without substances, without pills or potions or, drinks and powders and smokes and things like that.
What other feelings or sensations are you working on right now? Can you talk about that? What's your product development pipeline look like?
Unfortunately, I can't. our legal team says now that I got drilled into my head. There's two things I can't talk about. I can't tell you guys all the signals in the labs right now. I can say that we do have signals that were just approved by our animal studies. Cannot tell you which ones, but I also can't talk about our future form factors. We have described as a private company previously some of the things that we want to go into for the different types of, this is going to be one of dozens of ways to use Happy, if that makes sense. Okay. There's going to be other form factors that don't wear on your body that you can use throughout your normal everyday life, or for your family or for your pets or for other things. Like we're working on a lot of things right now, but we can't tell anybody what they are until we do a PR release. But yeah, I think we're gonna release some more information definitely by Christmas. I can say that we will have more information by Christmas.
Okay. And what does the product cost and what kind of margins can you get on it?
So right now we're working with a company, Pinnacle Technology Group out of Ohio, and our cost of goods range between $70 and $100 to make the product. And as we increase our scale, we'll be able to decrease that cost. We also have packaging, and there's a charging cord. There's a really cool cradle. I'll show you guys. It looks like a lot of people are putting this in their front room or their office desk. You see this right here? So it kind of looks like one of those 80s antennas, but it's like totally futuristic. It's like a gift from 50 years in the future. And it's a great conversation starter, right? Everybody wants to know what the heck it is. In fact, what we found with all of our members is they use it every day and they love it, but they also are a little nervous on how to explain it to all their family and friends. So we're working on messaging and 2-minute videos, 5-10-minute videos, educating everyone on what's going on so that they can teach everyone around them. Because nobody wants to look dumb when they're doing something cool, but they can't explain it. But to those that do understand the technology, their referral rate is through the roof. I mean, people love telling other people about it once they understand the tech and the product. So that's our goal, is to increase education and awareness, and that will increase referral rate. I mean, people are buying it for their family members a ton too, but I'm talking about public, bring it out to a huge party or the red carpet or things like that. So yeah, I can make it for $70 to $100 and then retails $380. We also have a cost to market it. So that's not the cost of selling it. Our goal is to get, our cost per acquisition around $100 to $120 as well for all of our advertising and spend. We look pretty good on those margins right now. And, again, this is a razor blades model. We have members who are excited about our future and they want to pay us monthly or once a year to keep inside that membership and get more and more signals, more and more use cases, more and more, feelings and sensations.
Got it. And what does your balance sheet currently look like?
Can you send one to Trump to chill him out? I don't have his address. Actually, I have the address. I just don't think he doesn't know us. So sorry, I can't help you with that one. I wish I could send one. I wish I could. Yeah, I wish I could send one to all of North America to chill out. But unfortunately, I can't do that either. How does our balance sheet look like? Can you drill down a little bit more on what that means? Like how many shares? Are we talking about the
No,
open shares, the public?
He's asking about cash.
Oh,
Debt.
cash. Great. So we raised 6.5 million Canadian in the last round. On top of that, we had raised 3.5 million US before that, prior, all part of the major financing. And we were able to get our our prototype, right? Our viable product with the first million. And then for another couple million, we were able to get ourselves through manufacturing and to production and the first launch marketing with the whole team to get the science and the app and the firmware and the engineering. And we had to build all this infrastructure and apps to track magnetic field testing at the factory. That cost a lot of money. But we still have, I don't know how much I can say publicly, but many, many millions of dollars in the bank account. We're good for years here. That's why I really haven't looked at the stock price because my job is to execute on the day-to-day operations of the business. And so everyone I probably got 400 texts yesterday from all these people. They're like, what is this going on? I can't believe it. Do I buy tomorrow? And I said, you can do whatever you want. There's like, are you buying? I'm like, well, yeah, but I'm also keeping this thing. This is a 10-year unicorn, right? In my opinion. And I'm very excited about it. And so, yeah, I think, the advice to everyone is if you're a day trader, I guess you can have fun. But what I really believe in is the long-term power of this technology, right? Like we want to be the world's best mental wellness product, period. And then we want to take over industries one by one with the technology.
Okay. And just for clarity, how much cash do you have on the balance sheet right now and how much debt?
No debt. We don't have debt. Maybe $150,000 we owe to our manufacturer, but just because it's 30 days net. I mean, we don't have any debt. I don't know the exact cash on the balance sheet right now. I would have to go to Herrick. I can say there's at least 4, but I don't know the exact number. I apologize.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Arranges.
But just to be clear with everyone, on listing, we had to have at least 18 months of cash flow based on our projections in the bank upon listing. That is a legal requirement. And so I can say that we can operate our business for the next 18 months today with the money in the bank. I just don't have the exact dollar value.
I think that essentially answers
Okay.
the question anyway. And then is there any way to get it insurance company approved? And I'm assuming he means under like the massage, like
Right.
physiotherapy option.
Yeah,
not
Paul, good question. That's a great question. Actually, we're looking into bundling right now. So, if you look at Oura Ring is not a medical product. It's not approved by the FDA whatsoever. It's a tracking wearable. It's the ring that tracks your sleep, readiness, activity, everything like that. But they are bundled everywhere. And we're going through the exact same patterns and working on, for instance, Blue Cross Blue Shield could pay $1,500 out for a continuous glucose monitor, a Happy, an Aura, and then a medical product, right? So bundling is what we're working on right now because there are so many people in the functional health, naturopathic health, the peptide world, all these people that are sick of the norm, right? Everyone who joins Happy is a little bit sick of the way that the medical world runs, right? It's bought and paid for, and it's very frustrating. And so I won't get into it, but we have a lot of people that are flocking to us because they're seeing what we can do without any of the toxicological side effects of drugs. Okay. That is a huge opportunity for us. And so, yes, bundling is big. If we can get it covered, it's not going to be covered by medical insurance on its own because it is not a medical product. But there is opportunity for bundling. And so that's what we're working on now with different groups and different distribution channels. But yeah, great question, Paul. We have a lot of segments we're working on for marketing, whether it's the aging senior care world, the VR world, the float pod world, the meditation yoga world, all these different things, bundling with functional medicine. We have just down the street from my house, Optimize is a huge peak performance. Upgrade Labs is another one. They have cryo chambers and cold tubs and compression and red light therapy, and they want every one of their members to have a Happy. We work perfectly in that world. So yeah, thanks, Paul, for that question.
Okay, great. Well, I don't see any other questions coming in from the audience. So Scott, maybe you can just summarize some of the catalysts that you have coming and some of the investment highlights of the company.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now the technology speaks for itself. Okay, people are enjoying it. We have this 30 to 45% daily active users, which is phenomenal. Just by comparison, 30% or so is Netflix. Okay, our tech is sticky. Everyone's enjoying it. We got our last few bugs working out through the app. It's just finishing up beta in the next month or so. We just launched our website a week and a half ago, and our conversions look strong. The website's beautiful. If you want to go check it out, our page speed is high. Our analytics are great. Our funnels are great. Our social proof is great. And now it's just about building a great team. We have an amazing group of advisors and investors, from Dave Asprey, Jim Quick, the mental coach, to the stars. and they're getting us in touch with the next layer, right? We have some big names in Hollywood that are about to roll out some things. There's a lot of excitement, okay? And so it's about building great affiliates, great distribution channels, and great networks from this moment on. So that's going to be my number one job for the next quarter.
Great. Well, I think that's a pretty good overview of the company. Congratulations on your very successful listing today. And yeah, I look forward to learning more about the company, following along, and hopefully trying a device one day. I still haven't had the opportunity, but
I'll get you one. I'll overnight you one. It's fantastic. Or have Kyle or Aaron send you one. They've been giving them out like Christmas gifts to all their friends and family. So yeah, we'll get you
well,
one.
yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Thanks to the audience for participating, and have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.